Hello, all. I'd like to make a few comments, if you don't mind, about 3 John verses 1 through 8. And aren't there some wonderful verses in this particular passage? Oh, just outstanding verses. Don't you love the health wish for Gaius in verse 2? It would stand in the place of the greetings, if you please. And here is that health wish. Beloved, I pray, beloved. I think 3 times in this passage John calls Gaius beloved. And don't you know that meant something to Gaius to know that John loved him? I like the fact that John expresses his love for Gaius. Love ought to be expressed, shouldn't it? Life is too short to not express the love that we have for the people around us. So John says, Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you, and that you may be in good health, just as it is well with your soul. What a fantastic prayer that is. Prosperity, health, and spirituality are all combined in the elder's prayer for Gaius. And literally, what John prays is that Gaius will be well off in all things. I like that. I want you to be well off in all things. And the standard of comparison is his spiritual health. Don't you like that? Instead of asking for spiritual well-being to match material well-being, John makes spiritual prosperity the standard of comparison. He says, even as your soul is well off, I pray that you would be just as healthy physically and materially as you are spiritually. For many of us, that might be the other way around, that we're doing well physically and materially, but maybe not so well spiritually. But in Gaius's case, it's just reversed, and I appreciate that. This is a great prayer for each of us, isn't it? I pray that you'd be well off in all things, and that your physical and material health would match your spiritual health. What a wonderful prayer. And then in verses 3 and 4, we have John's thanksgiving. You see, news has come to John of Gaius's manner of life, his conduct. And what about it? John says, I'm overjoyed to hear that you're walking in the truth. Now, this could refer to his belief in the true nature of Jesus Christ as God's Son, or it could refer to his conduct. But he's walking in the truth. He's living in the truth. And verse 4 shows that the author was in some way responsible for the conversion or spiritual care of Gaius and others. So he writes, I have no greater joy than this, to hear that my children, and Gaius, you are one of my children, that my children are walking in the truth. That brings me great joy. What a great verse that is for all of us. Wouldn't we agree with it? I mean, doesn't this bring us great joy to know that our children are walking in the truth, be they our flesh and blood children or our spiritual children, that God has allowed us to have a part in their conversion or their spiritual care, that we have had some influence in their lives, and to know that they are walking in the truth, that their manner of life is described in this way. That's a great blessing, isn't it? And then verses 5 through 8, John tells us about Gaius's hospitality. That's right. You see, John has heard about Gaius's love, verse 6. And how was that love demonstrated? Love must be expressed, right? How was that love demonstrated? John says it was demonstrated in Gaius's hospitality. How so? His assistance had been extended even to those who were unknown to him. What kind of assistance? Well, he supplied hospitality to traveling missionaries, as the following verses show. And John says to Gaius, I want you to keep it up. I want you to continue to show that kind of support for these traveling missionaries, because when they went out, they didn't have the support of unbelievers. They are relying entirely upon believers for their support and for their care. And I'm so proud of you that you have given them your support, and I want you to continue it. And of course, this text reminds us of our obligation to missionaries, to support them and to meet their needs. So, we can be thankful today for those who go with the gospel of Jesus Christ, and for those who send them and may their tribe, both those who are missionaries who go and those who send them, may those tribes increase. Now, a preview of the next few verses, and we're going to be finished with 3 John. We're going to meet Diotrephes and Demetrius, and it'll be interesting what John has to say about them. And in the next video, we'll wrap up our study of 3 John, and I'll let you know where we're going to go from there. I sure do appreciate that you are walking alongside me in this journey through the letters of John. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in just a few days.